and you thought we was going away. Nah, it's Speak Out.
But let me just reverse a bit and say good morning to the listeners of Vibes. Welcome to the program.
If I stay within my setting as a public officer, as the public relations officer, and I stay just within the office space and do not go out to the public, how will we understand what is happening on the ground?
Still delivering.
We've done a lot, not just in terms of the general infrastructure, but homes, support to farmers, support to fishermen, etc. And as time goes by, more support will be given to Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
It's Speak Out Unfiltered. Built back, even better to last.
Let us all strive to build a better country by putting aside our petty grievances and move forward with dignity, being proud of working hard and working together.
Anything that we're doing now, it's futuristic thinking. It's not for the now.
Education is the key in a country's development. That's it. If its people are not developed,
Even don't go that far, no? Just remember knowledge is power. When you know, you know.
that's it.
It's Speak Out Unfiltered.
We're happy to have you.
On Vibes 101.3 and 106.3 FM every Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Do you feel the vibes? Going.
Of course, you can feel the vibes right here on Vibes FM. Welcome to the program Speak Out Filtered for today, Thursday. Looking at the 27th day of February. Good morning to our listeners, wherever you are listening to the program this morning. In the trial and state of Petit Martinique, Carriacou, Grenada, of course, good morning. And St. Vincent and Grenadines, good morning. Those of you viewing us on Facebook as well, on YouTube. Listen to us on the radios, wherever your comfort zone is. We thank you so much for being part of the program. To remind you, it's interactive, it's informative, and entertaining as well. And you can always call us when we open up our lines at 403-0101, 403-0101, 443-0101, 443-0101, and also 458-1914, 458-1914. So let me not delay because a few minutes into the program already. So first of all, I'm going to say good morning to you, Koi, on my left. Good morning. How are you doing? Good morning.
Good morning to you, Kim. I'm doing okay. Just a little bit of discomfort with some other health issues, but I'm doing okay, strong in spirits, and looking forward to discuss the issues and that affect us. But it's nice to gather again to do what we like to do, especially my comrade here,
Solio.
Solio, good morning, my Redeemer.
Okay.
And as usual, thank you for continuing that human service to the community. And I must assure you that there's no need to look back because we're right behind you in full support.
Yes.
I have a concern. I think we need to continue to build Carriacou socially because it's diminishing physically.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's 13 square miles now, then it was more to begin with. Because the amount of erosion I see, I'm talking about Thibault, Famal, away, Kuba, we are getting smaller.
Yeah.
So I think we need a measurement now.
Started build something. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And we have our guest this morning because we're into the season, we're into the home stretch, and we're speaking Carnival right now, And I have with me Leftist Madison. I'm going to leave the lady for last. Okay, Leftist, good morning to you. What's up?
Morning, Kim, and morning to all listeners of Vibe FM. A pleasure to be here once again to just spread the message on the news of what is happening for Carnival, what has happened, and what to expect for the rest of the season.
Well, we're into the home stretch last night.
Yes, definitely.
And Rena Mills, good morning again to you from tourism. You're part of the committee as well. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. And normally they say ladies first, eh?
Yeah, we leave ladies first.
but we ought to also say save the best for last.
All right. So happy and merry Carnival to you and your listeners. We are excited to be here. It's Kayak Mas 2025.
That's what it is, and saying happy to be here. The people, we, the residents here, and those around us, our neighboring islands, who are happy to celebrate with us.
Of course.
Everybody is just waiting for it, and it is finally here.
No, they ain't waiting again. It started last night.
Yes.
Yes.
There's quite a number of activities, but talking about starting last night. Oh boy, that was a bumper show.
Of course.
Definitely, Kim. I mean, I think the crowd size surprised me, and it showed that having the Carnival was the right choice.
Mhm.
The support of the people there last night showed that they needed that avenue to come and express themselves.
Yeah.
So I think we've started on the right foot. Right foot.
Yeah.
So I think we started on the right foot.
So listen, last night,
Yeah.
P.S. Parrot, he came over to Carnival City, Hillsborough, Tongue,
Yeah.
the square.
Yeah.
So he came there just around minutes to 8 because we were scheduled to start at 8. And at that time, he did not see much people. And he was like, listen, if you ain't come out good tonight and plenty people ain't come, don't worry. I say, P.S., listen to me. You know that's us Carrico people with us come late. I have no worries. I have no fear. It's going to be a great night. A lot of people turn out. During the night, when he looked around and he saw so many people, he was like, wow, y'all know what y'all was
Well,
saying.
you actually come out and we see Ital Green as line. Now you see what who kind of was and he comes late.
Yeah, man, it was a good night.
Yeah,
I mean, people came out in the numbers, and even the artists who perform as well, they gave a good account of themselves. So we're happy and for a good start of Kayak Mas 2025.
Well, it's good that we have started off on that track, but I realized too, because of what had transpired over the last year, with Hurricane Beryl, it sort of put a damper on people's spirits, but they needed this avenue now to start, bringing themselves back together, to exhale,
The turnout last night proved that the decision to have Kayak Mas 2025 was the right decision.
Yes.
Because people needed some place to go. And I saw some people last night that haven't seen out in function
in a while,
in months.
But yeah,
they're out and they're
Mm-hmm.
standing by the bar, have a drink, mingling, talking with people. You get to get some things off your chest and just relax and
have fun.
Free yourself
And what has transpired last week, which I saw some video clips of it, in the road show in Kako. I think that sort of even set up a tone as well. Because you could have seen the excitement in people.
Of course.
And everybody want to participate, they want to do something.
Yeah, so sharing videos on social media. I remember people saying to me, "Now you make me want to come in Carrico."
As a matter of fact, Kim, when we was there last, my mom says she heard part of the program, and she playing Juve.
Yes,
yes. She and some people in the city are going to have a Juve band.
Okay.
She said she didn't plan to do anything, but when she hears on the radio, she just get the excitement that she want to play. She want to play. She can participate.
Yeah.
So I feel like they've tried to organize a Juve band for money.
Yes. Well, that's the beauty about Carnival, is that we have our own decision to make. What do we want to participate? How we want to do it. Especially with the Juve, the old mass and things like that. You make a decision.
Of course.
And nobody has to push you into anything. And whatever you want to portray, whatever you want to display, whatever you want to do, it's up to you. That's it. You make that decision. So it's very nice. But now we just started off last night, and tonight is going to be another big night again. The venue moves now to the Botanical Gardens.
Of course.
Kaiso Kingdom.
Yes, Kaiso Kingdom. And of course, as we indicated, it's a free event. So we're encouraging everyone to come out, be there by 7 o'clock. The show is scheduled to start at 8, but we're expecting persons to be there at 7. It's going to start at 8 promptly with the official opening of Kayak Mas, because remembering we did not have launch as well. So there'll be a few remarks by government officials, by committee members, by sponsors as well. And then following that would be Kaiso Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Great music, right? So on cast we have Shanda, Lady B, Superstar, Killer B, Hugo, Left is the Man himself, Major Dixon, Tweety, Creates the Man with the Weight, Quicksilver, and from Grenada, Scholar.
Big cast.
Big cast.
Big cast. And
they're all backed by Heatwave Band.
Yeah.
And if you have a surprise guest artist, they don't watch that,
we won't.
No,
Yes.
but that is going to bring again back the Kaiso part of the Carnival,
Exactly.
which is what really Carnival gets the start from. Calypso.
Yeah.
The music.
And right now that's the genre for us senior folks.
Yes.
The senior people more enjoy the calypso. Right. Because it's more down to the tempo, relaxing and listen.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure, you soca, the senior people. I mean, some people enjoy it, but the calypso thing is what they really enjoy.
Yeah, but you see, in the calypso, there's always this the social commentary part of it.
message.
And there's a message inside of there
Yeah.
that people always, want to hear because it takes a tone of what's happening around you that you want to bring to a highlight.
Of course.
Whether it's politics or whatever, people's behavior, anything to do with the economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This week I did an interview with Mr. John Collins. I guess he's listening now. Last week he said, Rena, girl, you did well. I wanted to call her. But anyway, right. So I did an interview with him this week and he indicated long ago, 70 years ago, he said they didn't call it calypso, but they were singing and people so I said parang calypso then. But that is what calypso is about. And Mr. Leo, I'm sure Mr. Leo would want to come in here as a veteran.
Well, you have the correct name, and it's kaiso.
Yeah.
Kaiso. When the music is about the message, not the beat.
Of course.
And of course, when you get to a certain age, you can't cope with the beat, So you have to take the message.
Who are some of the great calypsonians you remember back then?
Bomber. Bomber is a good lyricist. We have, well, of course, the Mighty Sparrow, nobody doesn't get too far better than that. And thinking about
The Black Stallion and all of
Black Stallion, Zandoli.
Yeah. Help me, grandfather's favorite.
Don't take your flag. You're so clever. And
And Kim the King.
Locally, I mean, I didn't hear much about him, but I heard Hypocrite was really good.
Hypocrite was good. Miley was good.
Yes.
Black Cat was good. Sandy Pro was good.
You see,
What about Smiley?
Smiley. Some fellas.
You know who's like was Smiley?
No.
Smiley that Bonfield?
Bonfield.
Bonfield was
Slimy.
Slimy. Smiley was my guy from Happyville. Augustine.
Oh yes.
Some fellas make a nasty plan to go and thief the SO Milan.
That is kaiso.
Yeah, the message.
Yes.
There's always this message, And we like it too because you see the way they put it together, rhyming.
Yeah, man.
The rhyming, makes
serious message.
The thing about kaiso, and why I gravitated towards kaiso as a child growing up, and these men had this knack of putting the humor in the message. So you must listen it.
Yes.
You must listen it, and you must like it. I remember growing up, this song came. Lord Nelson, King Liar.
Okay. Oh yes. Teacher Pussy say if you tell a lie, you go lie. But in those days too, we didn't have this soca, and because the soca that was meant to be soca originally, we just changed it and people doing their own thing. Because soca, as it was designed, was supposed to be a blend of soul and calypso. Yeah. But in no time flat,
you gone
up the beat.
Yeah.
And we started imitating, well, like you're going to the 14 Islands and Antigua with the Burning Flames and the Boys. Yes, but in those days it was supposed to be a sort of a groovy thing.
Right, it was, yeah, but things have changed. But the good thing about the transition was welcome to anyway.
Yeah.
But
there's a role for it, but back my guy, not Rasaili, but oh boy.
Where he's from?
Rashati?
No, Trinidad. Rashati,
Yeah.
This guy was a force to be reckoned with, he was way ahead of his time in terms of production and lyrics and so on and so forth. Very, very, very creative. Yeah, what he meant, I remember he had a song called Endless Vibration. You remember that song?
Yes.
I think that was the first actually soca song.
Yes, because when Maestro sort of introduced it, where he didn't live for long, and Rashati, I just speak up and run with the whole thing, and it was really a big contribution to the soca, the soca as it was meant to be.
Right.
We changed it around.
But them tempo was 105 and everything else.
It's just it's slow. It didn't go too fast.
Because kaiso in time was 60s and 70s. It's just a.
Well, if you listen to when Lord Kitchener came back to Trinidad, and if you listen to the road, you think it's a hymn, The tempo, the road is to walk on Carnival Day. And the blood don't want to talk, but I got to say, and any still bad man only venture to break this band. It's a long funeral from the General Hospital. I mean, that was a hymn for Christ's sake, and that was road match.
Road match.
Yeah, it was, yeah. But how things have changed, yeah?
Yeah.
But still, in Kaiso, the message still there, and you still get a social commentary. And sometimes some of the artists will already get to some of the topics that are, controversial to a certain extent. Eh?
A lot of people don't realize who Lord Krishna was, but I mean, before in the 60s, he existed in probably late 40s, 50s.
Yeah.
Title Mops and the songs like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he went to England. I think he just advanced himself musically because he was a jazz bassist,
Yes, he was.
So all those pretty chords you see put in Panini Mine and all those things.
Yeah.
He studied and he had something to contribute.
Right.
Yeah.
And because of that skill too, he was able to maintain that road march type.
Music for the pan.
Music for the pan. Always, because you always cater for them.
Yes.
Some of the arrangements,
Sweet.
Nice melody.
Yeah.
So tonight we're showcasing the Kaiso Kingdom at the Gardens from So come out and
Are
hear.
you all going to be bring it live, Lefties?
Yes, it will be.
It will stream live?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Facebook Eric will be streaming it live.
Okay.
So,
All right, well.
Yeah, so who can make it there could always tune in.
No, we should be telling people who can make it in Carnival. We should be telling those who
those outside there, because I mean, a lot of them can make it. Everybody here will make it.
Not that they want to make it, but
they just can't make it at this time.
All right, yeah.
If you're going to come here, please put them.
Yeah. And then we're moving on now to tomorrow night now. And that's going to be the
Soca Horizon at the Botanical.
Right, again. So we have two major events will be taking place at the gardens. Eh?
Of course. So tomorrow, please God, will be Horizon. And same starting time, we're encouraging persons to be there very early because it will be a great night. Performing will be Slatter, Mr. Golden, Two Blacks, Playboy, Menti, Killer B, Desi X, Super Flint, Lady B, Mozo, Silver Bullet, Big Red, Tonic X, and from Grenada, Boise, and the Bad Squad Band.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a cast.
Yes. It will be a great show.
It is because, and that's what we call the get on bad part of the show. Eh? When all these guys, start, they jump and wave. Yeah. All the misbehave and everything like that.
The young and the young at heart.
And then we're going to have one of our local artists there too, who's been accelerating in the musical industry lately, a lot of popularity or going his way now. Super Flying Flint.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super Flying Flint.
Yeah. He made a pass on the road through us.
Right.
Well, he's an island.
He made a pass.
Yeah, he's an island.
But he's going to flew.
He's going to flew.
But, that's the kind of artist you want. Super Flint grew,
Yeah. Yes.
Incrementally until he's where he is at now. So he got there with some experience.
Yeah, a lot of that behind him. And he's also, well appreciated,
Yes, he is.
And we love him. A lot of love is going his way,
I want to flew.
But he still was for the cover at the tennis court,
Yeah.
So I flew across the one night.
The band ran on that the band hustle each other. Them guys run off because they didn't know he was gonna be on the stage, and they didn't, and they hear this, the roof of the come down. Man, all them horns, man.
But it's all in the excitement.
Of course.
Sometimes the unknown even makes it even nicer.
Last night he was saying he want to flew, but he'll save it for Friday.
Yeah, but again, it's good to have our local artists performing.
Of course.
And quite a number of them will be on stage tonight.
Well, the Carnival is about them, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are
keep the coders.
Right. Okay. Well, that's nice, And once we finish with the Thursday and the Friday, which is today and tomorrow, and then we're going into the weekend now.
Yeah.
Well, that is where
the thing when you come from the gardens, you're going straight by Wayne, We have a breakfast party starting 3:00.
Oh yeah.
So when you come out in the gardens, you're going straight by Wayne.
And some people will even pass in Boggles by Alistair because he's having his fish fry event as well, so they can go to Boggles to eat as
so
well.
You have a choice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Lots of action.
Well, you see, usually in Carnival time, people don't sleep,
Right.
No, you just keep going until Ash Wednesday,
We just have to visualize.
Remember those days, right?
Remember those days and just resort to the young and restless.
I remember Danjuma told me one time, a couple 2 years, he said, boy, if I make a daylight now, I'll just sleep for 2 days to recover.
I remember every time I'm tempted to be upset, I remember that one Carnival Tuesday morning, I fall asleep right in front of on Mermaid Step, But I just knocked out, I couldn't go anymore. Night after night after night. So you know that? You've been there sometime in your life.
We did a lot of that.
Yeah.
I'm going to used to be in Old Food.
Yeah, we had a time.
Whenever we come out anywhere, we end up in Old Food.
Yeah.
Especially before we get her. The show before we leave, show finishing 4 o'clock, we leave and going straight to Old Food and tell him open the place.
Right.
and then come back in town and watch race.
Yeah.
And just go and bathe, and because if you sit down close to the bed, you go for the fast. Just go and bathe and change. Out.
That reminds me of Flamingo in New York when you see people go wherever they go and they come out. All 6 o'clock, they just come to Flamingo.
Yeah.
So tell yourself every 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Well, the first time I went to New York, and my sister said, we're going to Flamingo. I bathed and just ready for 9 o'clock. She said,
Where
we're
you
going. She said, Flamingo, going to Flamingo for 1 o'clock. Yeah. I went to Flamingo 1 o'clock. When I come outside, sunlight.
Yes, Andres, I never know.
After 7, we come outside.
Well,
Well, the inside, you walking outside, you come outside, sun.
That was only.
Yeah, you really early, man.
Yeah. 7 o'clock.
10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Wow.
But again, in the spirit of all the celebration,
Yeah.
that's some of the things that the excitement that we all could associate with and remember too as well. And we could see that happening this weekend in Carnival again. Lord of mercy, grams.
Boy, we going.
And you said into the breakfast party by when?
Yeah.
But that's a Saturday,
Yeah.
We ain't getting to the climax part of it yet,
And then Saturday you have other event, because Saturday there's a cruise. You see, how they say it? Hands up, let me see your finger. Starting 1 p.m. on Kayak Princess. And then you're going back by when 3 o'clock for the wet fete. The same Saturday.
So from cruise to the wet
Yeah,
fete.
you come out and cruise on your wet, so you're coming back in wet fete.
Oh. A lot of activities, but what the committee has done this year, which is applaudable, in that they have given the private promoters a chance to to do their own promotion, and so make it a little bit more exciting, and everybody participating. So everybody's holding their own on each side, and which makes it much easier and more entertaining too.
Yeah, exactly. And helping people to generate some much needed revenue, because some people are thinking, okay, why not just give some people the money that we are getting for sponsorship? But how many people can we give? So we're having the festival, so everyone would benefit. Accommodation would benefit, restaurants would benefit, transportation sector would benefit, artists will benefit from it, promoters will benefit, vendors will, everyone will benefit from the carnival, than taking and just giving a few or 20 or 30 people some money in hand.
Right.
We're teaching people to fish. We're not giving them a fish.
Right. Okay. And that's a good idea, because you get them, more
Everyone
interested
involved.
everybody involved in the whole thing. So we could look forward to all of that.
Of
But
course.
Saturday, Lefty just spoke about that the boat cruise, right?
Yeah.
The 1 o'clock, and then you move into the wet fete
Wet fete.
by when
So
is a continuous.
Of course.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So if you, let's say you come out in Friday night,
Uh-huh.
you want to go and take a rest. You don't want to be breaking down. So you go and take a rest.
Hmm.
You up by you could go on the cruise.
Uh-huh.
Or you could come back in wet fete.
Right. Okay. And
Because wherever time you want to have, there's always an activity you can go in, and that's the idea. Because some people come for the carnival and they want to go somewhere. So it's always an activity.
Yeah, so
something
you-
happening. So people can-
so they don't have to look for action. Action is there.
There's action.
You just make a choice.
Action,
Of course.
action looking for them.
And Sunday is the same thing again.
Yes.
So there's another cruise Sunday from 12 o'clock. So 12 o'clock when it come Luminous.
Yes. Okay.
So that will be there. And then there's 2 brunch. Well, Blossom after the storm at Tropics. They're having that's from 3 p.m. And then Tropical Bliss behind the sun going down by the Guadalajara place again. Another brunch fete. Both of them starts at 3 p.m. So
You have a choice.
choices.
You have a choice.
And then literally this Sunday we have Cambule.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And then the Campbell event now is going to run right into the Juve.
Yeah.
And this year Juve, well, we know we have some of them coming up. It's always the jab, which always will take over town for a little while.
Not
But,
only Slum, we have our own job here.
we have it.
Slatter has grown to be one of the biggest jobs nationwide now.
Okay.
And the Cherry Hill job.
And the Cherry Hill
The
jobs.
Cherry Hill job, I know
Of course.
they existed here, but now we're going to have Slaughter as well too.
Of course, Slatter. He and his crew, they've been in all the road shows and they've been creating a hype.
Right.
Yeah, so we have to pick up Slatter and his jobs. And he's even getting the younger people involved as well. I even see some of the school children, his nephews and everyone into the job thing, which is good.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
The job, is one of the things that people look forward to.
Of course.
And after the job is finished, then we continue on Monday.
Yes.
Right.
Monday we have the Funshine, the kids event, the kids parade and funny. So we have a kids band. What's the name of the band again?
Rainbow After the Storm.
Rainbow After the Storm.
So tell me a little bit more about this Funshine that we've been hearing about. What can you expect?
Okay, as Leftis indicated, it's a kids parade and fun day. It starts 2:00 in Midtown, Hillsborough. So that is a day that is giving young people a chance to be part of the carnival, because everything that we're doing, we must include the younger people, because they are the ones that would continue when most of the older people are gone. They are the future of everything. So we are trying to involve and include the younger people. So the Carnival Committee, along with Palm Tree Vibes, who have been doing the foundation event, will be hosting that event in town on Monday. It starts with the parade around town. Delina Douglas from Bogles. For persons who want costumes for the children, can contact her at 533-9135. So it starts with a parade and then the artists. So we have all the young artists from the foundation events. So on display will be cello, technical, Dax, young Cody. It's Shani, Rani, Raya, Murphy, Energy, and then there'll be giveaways as well. So free toys and candy giveaways, and those were donated by Marisa Mitchell and Ambassador Kwamina. And we want to say a huge thank you to them for being part of the event.
But just reiterate again, these kids will be the younger ones will be performing?
Yes, they'll be performing. So we have a stage in town they'll be performing on. Yes.
Well, I guess some folks must have gone and got a pen or pencil. So the number again is what?
Just give me 1 minute. So Delina's number is 533-9135.
Correct.
Yes.
But it would be nice, as you just mentioned, to get the younger ones involved, because they would continue with the culture.
Of course, yeah, the future.
And they're showing a lot of interest as it is right now.
Of course, yes. The kids are showing interest. They're excited. Over the years, when you look at all the bands, you always see kids part of it. Last year as well, I remember seeing them parading around town. The schools were involved and they were doing the parade around Hillsborough. So, of course, it's always good to have the kids involved in everything that we do and our culture, especially because they would carry it on. They're our future.
Well, yes. and that's for Monday, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
That's part of Monday. Because we have the Monday night mass after that.
Yeah.
For the big people.
So the kids get the
from 2 to 5, 2 to 6 thereabouts.
Right, yeah. And then after
when it gets dark, the big people come out.
Right.
And do their parade in the Monday night outfits.
Right.
Yeah. So there are 2 bands that will be participating this year. And for persons who wish to join those bands, we have Castor, and Castor presents A Flesh. You can contact Castor at 403-1272. Again, 403-1272. And Spiceman Promotions, he presents Viking on the Road, and he can be contacted at 449-7970. Again, 449-7970.
So that's a Monday night mass.
Yes.
Right. And you said Monday night mass is going to start once the sun goes down. then the mass start coming out.
Yes, we're asking persons to at least gather in front of CHS just after 7 to start the parade from 8 p.m.
Okay. Right. And then that's for Monday night now.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Monday night is going to run us right into Tuesday morning.
Right.
And Tuesday morning is another big day. Tuesday, yes.
And on Monday night, you have an event as well. Joe Boy, Jason James, he's having Unbothered at Tropics.
Whoa.
So you go to morning.
You have a choice to make it.
Well,
So you make
I made choice already. Bed.
I mean, a lot of activities. What I'm realizing now is that there's so many activities and they're running right into one another. So you cannot get bored.
No.
You can't get bored from one to the other.
And that's the thing about it. We've been encouraging for persons who are coming here. We've been working along with the promoters. Let's stretch the event so that people who are here for the festival can be occupied throughout the festival. And we want to say thanks to Osprey and SVG Air who have put on additional trips for the festival as well. So Osprey will be making trips on Sunday.
Also get people back and forth from mainland Grenada.
Yes.
It's important because some people would not be able to find accommodation that easy.
Right.
So you could,
I was pleasantly surprised. There are 2 flights on Friday afternoon.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
SVG put on
4:30
flights
and
as well.
5:15.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we want to say thank you to both of them for putting on additional flights. And the ferries as well. Dolly C. I know that Dolly C is scheduled to be back this weekend and Cheryl B Express as well.
So
everyone coming on board.
I'm looking forward for the night landing. We'll have flights through the night. And it's stopping us now.
Oh yes, my coworker was saying that yesterday because she wanted to come up last night because she was very much engaged yesterday afternoon and she was like, man, I wish there was a night flight. I could have just come up. So hopefully soon, fingers crossed.
Yeah. I hope by the next Carnival, we should be able to have those things running.
Yeah.
It makes it much convenient.
Well, yeah. By next Carnival, I will complain.
Wow. Boy, I'm telling you, the excitement is in the air. Artists have been bringing in their music as well, too.
Of course.
And I'm happy that we have quite a number of them already being featured this year.
Yes, and I want to big up all the studios in Carriacou, Export and Mashworks and everyone who've been working along with our artists as well to produce great music.
Big great production also.
Oh.
You promoters and organizers, I think there should be a little more emphasis on the Carriacou musicians. I have nothing against Heatwave coming up, But it's about time Carriacou have a band that is able to back the local Calypsonians and with good music too.
The thing is, we normally do for the past few Carnival being using a local band, but because of the short time here this year, most of the guys don't have the time for rehearsal. So that's why we use Heatwave so we can read the music sheet. So
but that's what I'm talking about.
that is where we I think is a bigger some people always talk about is a more wider discussion where we need to teach learning and reading and writing music in the school so that our next set of musicians would be able to do that.
Amen. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
So people like me and you who learn to just play by ear. Yeah, we could play by ear. We have to hear it and practice it.
Yes.
They have to just sit down and watch it and just play it for you. They have to hear nothing, just read it and they play it.
But I was most disappointed. What her name singing Sandra, to me that's the ultimate female Calypsonian. And she came here one time and she wanted to sing Die With My Dignity. And the guys couldn't play it. I mean, what are you listening to, for Christ's sake?
You see what happened, yeah. You see, when you're not used to reading music and you play by ear.
But Die With My Dignity, guys, maybe had a little lamb, in Calypso. You're crazy, man. You must know that. You should know it.
Everybody knows that's so you're supposed to know.
We're going to Carriacou. I remember years ago we backed all those Nap Hepburn. Who was the Portrait of Trinidad? Sniper, Conqueror, all those guys in Bridge Club, no practice, one night and lick it down as they were nobody's business. And those guys was elated.
I know in the days of Extra to them guys did a similar thing. We were in Grenada. We were performing a show, and while we were there performing, Tarpri came in. He saw us playing. He said, Extra there? He said, can you come to sing with DJ? Say, once Extra to play for me?
Amen.
And we play. No Super Blue now. Iwa. Iwa say, well, if if Tabby singing band Bantu,
Yes,
and then for that back up and Kimmy would swear.
Yeah, they
Then when we
practice.
host, and after that, after the course, Abu and Boston, they must say, "I wicked,"
Yeah.
and BC and they must say, "I wicked." So we practicing the whole night to learn a song, and I come and
play it off the
so I
cuff.
was playing.
Off the cuff.
I was just what key playing,
Mhm.
and then for that's gone.
Yeah.
I say, "I wicked." When they learn a song, 2-3 days we don't learn a
Man,
song. I forget the song.
If you're in the music business, even though you can read, you must know certain songs.
Yeah.
You must know
Yeah.
and know the chord progression off the cuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess by next year though,
Yeah.
we should be able to get them, up to speed and make sure that we have them.
Yes.
Because it's important to let our locals get involved in every aspect
Yeah.
of what celebration we're taking part in.
We have to move forward.
Mhm.
We have to move forward.
With the introduction of the cultural center, fingers crossed again soon, that would take care of all that.
Yeah. Well, we're moving in that direction. But now we're just into the Monday night now. We're talking that there. But the Tuesday morning is another big night that's Tuesday morning.
Friends, Roman, countrymen, lend me your ear. I did not come to bury Caesar, but I come to praise him.
Brave.
The evil that men do will leave after death. Brave boy.
It's already born. So it's beautiful.
Yeah. But the Shakespeare is very interesting.
Of course.
And we look forward to it as well.
I can see Mr. Collins again smiling. We did an interview, but Shakespeare Mas, I owe 50 minutes about it on it. So persons can go and explore pages to view that as well. But I mean, this thing is very, very historical and traditional and very unique to us here in Caracom Pidematic as well. I mean, listening what he said, what took place back then, and the whole involvement of the community with the ladies, the children, everyone being involved.
Mhm.
It's a wonderful thing,
No,
and everyone needs to come.
Well, let me tell you, you see, those guys, they play on words, and every time I listen to Die With My Dignity, man, that is poetry,
Yeah.
Yeah?
Right.
Sunshine is over the hill,
Mhm.
everywhere is golden sunlight, but still, when it's who's crowded and that crowd are shouted, they play on words, man.
Yes.
That is poetry.
Yes,
If I
yes.
could,
Yeah.
I could
Yes.
hear
Yes.
a mass thing on
Yes.
Die With My Dignity.
Yes.
And
Listen, and he was saying, I mean, back then it started since December. You would be in the pasture, you'd be in the garden, and you're hearing your neighbors starting speeches, and then you would respond. And then after that, when they gather in Big Road, they would start. And he said that is how the roles were distributed from that. So people in the community will listen to them, and they're like, okay, well, I think that person know a lot of speech. So when they meet Cambole night, that is when they would designate the roles to different players. I mean, it's quite interesting.
yeah, it is.
It's quite
And
interesting.
I remember it because I was involved in it too as well. Too.
But
Ah.
I disagree with December. Some guys have the mass speech book in the pocket wrong. You're wrong.
Oh, he did say that as well. Yeah, wrong.
You're wrong.
Yes, yes,
Because the
yes.
amount they have to learn,
Yes.
man, if they have given themselves time to study, they will
Right.
be able to produce.
Well,
True.
it's-
True.
and what got me involved, in the year that I wanted to play to, I was doing my GC examinations and our play was, in literature.
Yes.
It was Julius Caesar.
Okay.
I mean,
So now it made me get more interested in knowing. So I knew
Right.
Julius Caesar from start to finish.
Oh, nice.
So that's it.
And
So-
that's the thing about it. He was saying you should know the book because
Yeah.
it's like telling a story.
Right.
Sometimes you hear people start the speeches and they take from front of the book, and the person who responding take from the middle of the book.
Yeah,
but
right.
they say no, it's a story you're telling,
Right. Yeah,
Yes.
that's
and you
it.
have to go in order.
Right.
I
That's,
mean,
precisely because that's why you're entitled to a bull pistol. If
Right.
I start saying something in Julius Caesar and you're going to mean someone like Dreamer or Macbeth, you get a bull for that. Wrong story.
yes.
Correct yourself. So, yes.
Don't talk bull pieces.
Yeah.
Because when I got the first bull pieces,
You could take more.
I could just,
You remember Daddy and Mommy when Daddy got his and he go up and he say, Helen, I get a bull. She thought it was the animal. She said, tied by the house, under the house.
yeah. But that part of the mass,
Has
people
changed.
look forward to.
Yeah,
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 of course.
yeah.
It has changed a little bit now,
Hmm.
but still the excitement and
It's there.
the
But that's why it's important to know to that Shakespeare Mas. If we don't have the kids or who are going to be taking over, learn the stories to be able to deliver it.
Yes.
That is why when I see a young person, whoever it is, go in and sing a song with a phone in front of them, come out on the stage.
Yeah.
because you should know the song and what it's all about to be able to deliver the story. So if you have to watch the telephone to get the lyrics, it don't belong. You must know it and know what it's all about.
Right,
I could deliver it properly.
But as you just spoke about getting the kids involved too, I know a couple of years ago that was being done. I remember Banga. I think it was a
yes.
training.
Banga did some training for us, the Grand Tourism Authority. I think it was 2015.
Right, and the beauty about it is that the kids will keep asking when again, when because they like it.
Yes, of course.
And you could see the enthusiasm in them. Come on.
And we have to commend Teacher Mary as well, Miss Jennifer Duncan, Fiddling George, Teacher Tyria. Teacher Tyria is now doing it in Harveyville Government Schools. So we want to commend all of them for what they're doing in ensuring that Shakespeare Mas lives on.
Mm-hmm. And we hope that everything, get back on track again.
Yes, so
we can get them involved, because I would love to see the kids performing Shakespeare.
I know that. Well, Leftis and I, we've been having that conversation even when Cultural Foundation came up. We were having that discussion. We need for that to be thought in the schools. Because when GTA did it with Banga, it was just a one-off. And then when Carnival came around, like 2 weeks before Carnival, we sort of did refreshers, but it has to be thought in the schools so that the children would have a better appreciation for it. Yeah.
Well, that should be in the making very soon again.
Yes.
And getting them involved, because I know as you just speak about, all the kids have been getting involved in the culture. It goes back to where we had over the summertime, we would have them at the Heritage Village, with strings.
Of course.
And Leftis, I know you've been part of that as well too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That started with in Heritage Village was a culture training initiative. Yeah. So we're going to continue.
I'm telling you, it was such an injustice perpetrated on this little island of Carriacou. Because for the life of me, I don't understand. How is it that music isn't taught from the rudiments of music, from the elementary to final stage music?
That's what we know.
And in the developed world, that you must do music. Do music. Music is you must learn an instrument. Whether it's keyboard, drums, something. Wind, string, or something. Percussion. You must learn something.
Because music is so good for you socially.
Yeah, man.
And even mathematically speaking, music too. Music is maths,
Yeah, it is.
So I don't understand.
Well, I know now a music teacher was introduced in school. Basically, he's now teaching music in the schools in Carriacou. Of course, since after the hurricane, there has been a challenge because of limited time with the children. But hopefully, very soon, when things get back normal, it will continue. Yeah, the government of Grenada, along with National Lotteries Authority, introduced that in the schools now.
Yeah, and you have to be able to rudiments of music. You have to be able to. It's an art. It's a whole language.
Music is life, man.
Well, we're going to move to that, very, very soon, continuously.
Yeah. But it started, but it's just because of the hurricane.
Well, I know the hurricane factor, because if you remember, Leftis, we were involved too in getting some of the younger ones into the Calypso art form.
Right.
And we started off pretty well. We were making a lot of progress, and there came Beryl, and it just crashed the whole program. But I think we're going to start.
We're going to
put it back again.
Yeah. People are occupying other things now, so we kind of set it. But once we start settle down a little more, we're going to get back on program.
Yeah.
Let me just ask a question there. I don't want to change it to thought, but you've all been explaining basically all the activities, Horizon and all the different names. Monday Night Mass. What is that? What that's going to be looking like?
Well, it's a light. It's a colors, lights, and things. Persons have colorful T-shirts and lights, whether it's fans or whatever thing they wave in the air. It's basically as a light something display lights and things. So you come out with you have your outfit. Most of the time it's a T-shirt and a wand or some kind of lights.
Spectrum of lights.
Yeah.
But the colors that you wear too,
Yeah. It's some bright colors.
Yeah.
pink and red.
What's the what kind of support do you see? From looking at it, the kind of support and participation you anticipate from.
It's always been a good event. I always had support because person want to come on street and some people want to have a costume, so they come with a t-shirt and revel. It's easier to just buy a t-shirt. It's cheaper and just.
You see, a lot of people sometimes want to play mass, right? But they don't want some of the costumes nowadays. They have issues with it.
Yeah.
But with the t-shirt,
somebody string and feathers.
Yeah.
But you know what has happened to Carrick over the years? Too many spectators and not people participating. You know,
everybody watching what this person doing.
Yeah, and if everybody stand up and waiting for the other to do, that's what caused our mass to just didn't do jab alone.
Yeah.
So we have to encourage that participation.
Yeah. You're right about that because I remember years gone by when we used to have a Monday night mass and sometimes we used to have about 6-7 bands on the road. I remember one time Lefties, we went down on the airport. There were so many bands that we had to start up from the airport to come into town because there was just too many of us, you know, and everybody was participating.
Yeah, man.
But you find now what has happened to the Monday night mass too is that they have thinned down a lot on the t-shirts and sometimes they're going into more of this. What should I call it? You know, the outfits, you know.
Vest. The fancies.
And there's a certain sector of people who wouldn't want to get involved in that at all.
I think last year I had a big band. I think maybe about 6 or 7 bands last year in Monday Night Mass. Basically, because Monday Night Mass is about a parade in t-shirts and with the introduction of the lights, because it is night. You want something that will sharp, something that will glare, something when you wave, you look beautiful in the streets.
Yeah.
So basically, it has been growing as well.
So now we're into the Shakespeare Tuesday morning, the clashes, whatever would be taking place. And then that is wrapping up the last lap, we call that now.
No, well, we have the fancy mass, eh?
Parade of the bands on Monday.
Yeah.
Afternoon.
Yeah. And then
Tuesday.
we have Tuesday with the Shakespeare Mas.
And then
we have the parade of the bands.
Right. So there are 2 bands, Lush, and Lush presents a Survival. And for persons who wish to play, can contact Killer at 449-6063. Again, 449-6063. Or Tipsy, the band, presents We Know Mass, and persons can contact Nikki Nikita at 415-9526. Again, 415-9526.
That is what is absent in our mass or carnival.
Yes.
The pretty mass and the parade of the bands.
Yeah.
You know, in Trinidad, they are poison and this and that. And big yes, and big, big bands. And it costs you too.
Yeah.
$800 for a bikini and a bra.
And thing is, those costumes, most of them are sold out.
Yeah.
from the band launch, them costumes sold out.
Yeah.
Because people come in from all over the world.
I know that because I remember one time we were going to play mass in Trinidad from New York, you know, and they gave us a package. We had a package deal. And, you know, even hotel and everything was catered for, you know. But what I didn't like about it, which, you know, it was very tiresome, you know, in that it was one run into the other. So when you finish just playing this one, you run back into the hotel, you change and you gone back out again, you know, and you change and you gone back out again. And
Kim, there are some Trinidadians, when you see from probably October, they start going to the gym to get fit for Carnival, you know.
Well, not only that,
they have the Carnival is a business for them. They make sure they have to be fit to be on the road to just go.
Well, definitely.
What about the Fet Mortgage?
Yeah.
They're lending money to pay it and they pay it. Oh, yes, not for Fet Mortgage. Yeah, Fet Mortgage.
You play a mass.
So you have to get a mortgage. Yeah, get a mortgage.
Mortgage
to play mass.
Tell me something. You're being out, sir. That's ready for you. Well, like with it.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, when you find people doing like that, the commitment.
Oh, yeah.
You can feel that it has
They're
to be
sold out.
successful.
I mean, they drink this thing, they swallow this thing, they eat this thing, so it's in them. You know, so I guess that is their vibes.
Okay. So now we have concluded basically what the activities will be taking place, you know, for the entire weekend, starting from, it started last night, and it's going to go all the way up into the last lap into the Tuesday night, you know.
Yes.
You guys have done a fantastic job. You letting the public, getting them involved and knowing what to expect, so they could get, you know, into wherever, anytime join in, and there's always things for them to do. Right, Leftis?
Yeah, man. Yes, Kim.
Yes, but I know you guys have to go because we asked you for a little show this morning,
Yeah.
a little time. But I'm glad that you took the time out, to alert the public,
Yeah.
And then
Most
looking forward
definitely.
again to a successful carnival with you guys at the HMD and the Carnival Committee working hard to make sure all events become a success. We want to thank you. Thank you, Leftis. Thank you, Rena, for coming in this morning. And
Thanks for having us.
it's always a pleasure.
And then, like I always say, Carriacou is known for having the safest carnival in the world. Let's keep it that way. Let's be peaceful. Let's make sure that we come out, we enjoy ourselves, and go home safe. Everybody alive and well. Thank you.
Yeah. And thanks to the team as well. The team, we are working together, and it's a great team effort. So thanks to them as well. Thanks to everyone. The patrons, all of our stakeholders will be working together. But most importantly, we want to thank the people who are making the Kayak Mas possible, the government of Grenada, Grenada Tourism Authority, National Lotteries Authority, Osprey Lines Limited, Hotel Lorena, and Jock Center. And we are encouraging persons, if you haven't committed as yet, please feel free, contact us. You can contact myself at 533-0825 or Leftis 414-9808, or reach out to any members of the committee, because it's us in this together to make it a success. Thank you again.
Oh, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of the day. Okay.
You too.
All right. Well, we continue right here with Speak Out again. And to remind you, our listeners, would be a shortened version of our Speak Out today, because we're finishing at 12 noon today, okay? So, gentlemen, we got another hour, out of the carnival now, but still in the celebration mood, And
You're planning to go on the street, Sir Leo for Carnival? Which one the events?
But
Gentlemen.
Hey, Queens, what's happening?
Yeah, come in. Yes.
As long as it doesn't go past my bedtime.
And when is your bedtime?
8:30.
Well, in the morning? Well, I understand what you're trying to say. Your bedtime is 8:30 and you're talking about Carnival?
The days, I'll take in some of the shows, etc. But the days when that enjoyment was with me, long gone, and a lot of things that are happening nowadays, it's foreign to me. So I give way to the youth.
Right. Okay. Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
You've been there. Done it.
Oh,
as
God.
you sometimes say.
Yeah. Done it all.
Done it all.
and it's not now. We're talking about
then.
Boy.
Well, no. Then.
From sun blisters to whitey tea to flamingo to that. A lot. So I'm saturated. Trust me.
Yeah.
There's no shortness in that regard. Mm-hmm.
Been there. Okay. As we continue our discussion, and you see we've been surprised by a guest just walking into our studios. And let me turn the microphone. Should I introduce him? Koi, let me give you the opportunity to introduce our next guest who is sitting with us, because he come for Carnival.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Carnival should introduce him then. You come for Carnival. All right. Okay, listeners, we do have a very, as Kim just said, a surprise visit. We're talking about Senator Quince. He is from St. Mark in Grenada. And as you just heard, he came from Carnival. I think he's involved in culture. His association in government is with culture. So I guess I must say on behalf of all of us and the listeners, wherever they are, welcome. And it's nice to have you on Speak Out Unfiltered.
Thank you for welcoming me back, because the last time I was here was just when they cleaning up for burial. I came and do my part as well. And so I'm here in a different capacity, supporting the Ministry of Carriacou and Petty Martinique Affairs, as well as GTA and so on, because they fall on our portfolio: tourism, culture, creative economy. So I have special responsibilities to assist with culture. So I am here to give that support as much as possible. So I'll be here for a short while, very, very short while.
So you're not taking a jump up, you just walk down?
We'll see.
We'll see.
So, but I'll be here around for the carnival. So I'll be here. Well, of course, I cannot miss convention and rally. So I'll be going home Saturday evening. I'll be back up again on Monday.
Wow.
Yeah, so
So Leo,
Yeah.
Kayak Mas, I
You going
couldn't
down
miss
here?
it for anything.
and come back up.
Yeah.
Well,
Listen.
I'll be down too. But I just want to be clear. You said he represents the constituency of St. Mark's, which is soon to be what was Clarisco and Modest constituency.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Oh, I mean, so you
I'm just saying soon to be what was.
when you say that it's soon to be, what are you suggesting there?
Well,
No.
I would use the word and say he's next in line.
All right,
I
guys.
hope I made it clear. I said it's going to be what was.
What was it? Yes.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to be here. You know, I listen to you guys on Thursday and Speak Out Unfiltered, and I don't think you get anything more raw in terms of the it's called Speak Out Unfiltered. You know, and it's amazing to see. You know, the program normally goes on for a couple of hours, and people in tune to it. You know, right through. So all the persons who are logged on listening, a special good morning to you. I bring a Sunset City greetings. So, some warm greetings from Sunset City in Victoria, St. Mark. I know one of your favorite listeners is there and caller, Mr. Marshall. Good morning to you, sir.
Mr. Marshall.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
gentleman, who I always, I have great admiration and so forth. He always gives you good advice, and when he speaks, he tell you just as it is, and that's what I appreciate a lot about him. So from in St. Mark, we are doing our part. We're trying our best. There's always room for improvement, and we like I always say, it's not a day without the struggle, but we are doing our best. And as you say, what's soon to be will be.
Well, I always said, I believe we have St. Mark, St. George, St. David, St. Andrew, St. Patrick. And I thought Carriacou suffered in the past because it was not St. 2. But now that we have the Deacon Middle Administration, we could very well refer to this as St. Carriacou,
St. Carriacou.
We're right in line.
Yeah. But a lot has been happening in your constituency, Senator. You've been working very hard. I've been listening to you over the time and some of the projects lined up for St. Mark's. And I know, hopefully, as you mentioned one time, over 50% already, are completed, and you have another 50 to go.
Yes. It's always good to measure what it is that you do, look and see, how best you could always improve. And I have a hard-working team, so it's not just about me. It's the team. They are the ones, who is solely responsible for it, and I support them 150%. And we, besides government projects and so on, we get ourselves involved in entire community activities. If I should just mention one of the things that we were very instrumental in supporting is there's a track and field club that we started in St. Mark. Couple of us, we came together with the idea and so on. It's called Momentum Track and Field. Because over the many years we always suffer defeat when the kids go to St. George's and so on to participate in the sporting activities. The children are a bit timid and so on. So we said they need some proper training. So we gather all the principals of the schools within the constituency, and we held various meetings and so on as to how do we chart the way forward. And thankfully, we were able to come up with a nice group. Came up with a team. We formulated the track club, and since then they've been training. Well, over the weekend, last weekend, they participated in the relay meet, the IMA relay meet, and they did pretty satisfactory. And that just goes to show that the hard work is really paying off. So I just like to, this morning recognize Momentum Track and Field. I feel so proud, knowing that is something that we started and we continue to support as much as possible, as well as St. Mark's Organization for Development. Every year we put on an activity, St. Mark's celebrations, as well as every month the food fest, which still goes on every month. They are the one that is solely responsible for putting on that activity and so on. So we support in wherever that we can. So it's not just about, we as government just doing projects and so on, but we support in every initiative and so on to kind of build and re-energize the community and so on. Because I think we have lost that kind of community spirit and so on with us. Politics, we can't hide from it. Politics has divided us, this kind of divisive way and so on. And some people, they don't want to participate and so on. But it's always bigger than that. I tell them, the community, I've been a part of community um, groups and so on, whether it's church, community, I've been apart from as long as I know myself, right? So I'm always here to serve, and it's not because I, put on a different hat that when the time comes for we to politic, we politic, but it's about building our community. Um, Sometime last year, we partnered again with Dr. Nils Chaitan. He's a behavioral psychologist, where he did Project Stop and Think. And we targeted a lot of the younger persons, like ages from as young as 13 years old. Um, and you had as someone as old as, let's say, about 39. As part of that, you had over 50 of them, and they graduated. It is a behavioral modification program. And so, because we had a lot of the youths, and we were complaining that how their behavior was delinquent and so on. But as the good book say, in order for evil to thrive, it's a good man to sit by and do nothing. So I saw that. I reached out to Dr. Chaitan, and they did that program simultaneously around the island, where he engaged in like about 6 different community every day of the week, and St. Mark was not left out. And I do see some improvement in some of the young men, who's been very delinquent. I see them, the trajectory in which they are, they kind of quiet now. So I always try to engage them from time to time, just to try to keep them on that kind of positive vibe, because a lot of them, they are very misguided. And it's something that I think we face in the Caribbean. We as men, we tend to obligate our responsibilities and so on. And gone are the days when we take a village to raise a child. Because I remember, I mean, my father, I only the first time I get to really see my father in person when I was in my early adolescent stage. And but even if he was not here in Grenada, he was overseas and so on, but we still always had that connection and so on. Well, even now, it is much better than and how it was before and so on. Between we talk almost on a daily basis and so on. So a lot of things I can relate to when young men, have not having their father figure present and so on. I can relate to that, but that didn't stop me from being who I am today. I mean, we grew up in a society, we were young, we make mistakes and so on. So I don't, really chastise them for making those kind of mistakes. I try to put them on a positive vibes and show them, okay, look, you do that today, but to later on in life, you never know, the choices that you make today could come back and haunt you later on in life. So for instance, you might start to resolve an issue with violence, but it might impact you later on. You might need a police record and so on. You might need a recommendation, those kind of things. So it's simple things that we look at and so on, that kind of, I mean, I segue a bit because, but it's just speaking about life and, and how things are and so on. But I think I'm very optimistic that, once we continue to build that positive mindset and so on, I'm seeing, great things, because as there's greatness in every Grenadian, and everybody has their role to play. And I just wish that we all could appreciate that everyone has a stick in in the economic development and so on of the country. So
Well, I think, I think St. Mark's has a great opportunity, and it's time for it to grow and break out. It's been down on the road for so long as the constituency of great poverty.
Right, yeah.
And in as much, I would always give Keith Mitchell West for his neglect of Carriacou, so to speak. But he did something for that young lady from Victoria. Her name evades me now, but she's in England.
Akima Paul.
And boy, I'm so proud of that young lady. The only thing I vex about her, I'm not her father.
My cousin.
Huh? Your cousin?
Yeah.
Welcome. She's so brilliant. I'm so very much impressed. And there's some more Akima policy. If somebody pay attention. And I could remember her coming to Canada one time together with my girl from Barbados,
Mia Motley.
And she spoke. It was very objective, no partisan line. And I thought to myself, somewhere in her life, somebody must have done her a favor. And she did reveal that, I think, come time to get a scholarship, she was almost there at the top, close somebody, and he made it 2. So she wasn't able to go on. And the girl shone like a star, So when we could do this, if we pay attention and do the right things, even among the least of us, we can shine and shine gloriously.
Of course.
And she's an
of
example.
course.
She's an example.
Yes, definitely she is. We grew up in the same, just like opposite each other on the same street, and I always admire her and so on. And we converse from time to time. We may not always agree on everything, but that's how it is. But I have great admiration and respect for her. One of the things that she used to do, and you all may not know, and I hope she doesn't mind me saying that she won the women's Calypso Monarch at one time, and she also won the national Calypso Monarch.
Yeah.
Right. So she used to write songs. She used to write and for all the junior Calypsonians from St. Mark. So she had her own little tent. Back by Sunset 91. We had a band called Sunset 91 at the time. And we were able to, so you had a number of them, and it was amazing to see that, she would write song for something 10 of them. And it's like, wow, how, different storyline, different. And that was really amazing. So a lot of children, they used to look forward to that, and she tried to give you a song that would suit your character and those kind of things. So that is something earlier on you're always discussing with Leftis and Rena about the development of Calypso and so on. Even from our standpoint in the ministry, we are in the process of getting an officer to teach Calypso. We had one before and he retired, so we are awaiting some approvals and so to bring on someone because the foundation is important. Right. So this is something that I really, really admire about her. That's just one of the many things that she was also a good athlete.
Well, I tell you what, because that's brilliance, but very well grounded. Because I could remember talking about going to Cambridge, or I think it was Cambridge University, and in her dorm, above everything else, she used to bother them with your oil down, cooking. That is me. So when you know who you are, and you're so proud of who you are,
of course,
and you're bright,
and she's a very, very down to earth person.
Amen. That's
very,
all.
very
That's all I'm leading to.
She will tell you just as it is, and that's. I mean, so for her, the position or whatever, her accomplishment don't change who she really is.
That's when you're well grounded.
Yeah.
And dragging the anchor.
So, Senator, as you're in Carriacou now, and I know you came here to celebrate with us.
Yes.
And what are you seeing so far? How you look at the product we've been producing this year, and what you expect or maybe be able to do in the upcoming future?
Well, from the reason why I'm here, as like I mentioned earlier, I wouldn't miss it for anything. Secondly, we, from the ministry standpoint, we come to give support as much as possible. Um, Given the what y'all face over the last several months, I was really amazed to see how well this is not what I saw when I came in July.
From
So
then to now.
y'all doing an incredible job. I know it's a lot of hard work, and it's taking a lot, mentally, financially, and so on. But Carrico will be better, stronger, and better. It will take some while, like I was telling someone last night. I say the tragedy that you all face, it will take you all some time to psychologically. It will take a while to get over. I think some people might still be in shock as to what really happened. Um, and up to last night, I was mentioning to someone that I don't know how well we were in New York at the time, and we were preparing for a town hall meeting, and the minister,
Kevin.
MP Tevian was up there. Um, MP Ron Redhead, MP Delma Thomas, MP Andy Williams. We all were there. And for some reason, when we saw like the storm was approaching and so on, so I don't know if God spoke to Tevin and he
Yeah, he
came
did.
down. He came, I was shocked when I asked, with Tevin, he said, Tevin gone down this morning. I said, gone down this morning with what? And so it's like God spoke to him that he had to be here. And, this is a young, a gentleman that I really, really admire. He has the people at heart. He could have stayed in America and say, you know what, because we were trying to come down the afternoon, and then they advised us, no, the airport would be closed. It doesn't make sense. Let us wait and can I ride it out? But the kind of person I am, I always like to assist and so on. So during burial, I really miss the opportunity to to be at the shelter to get people, because that's how I am. Always on the go, and so I don't just delegate responsibility. If you're doing something, anybody can tell you. I'm always in it. Anytime, any emergency or so, I'm always there. Because, for instance, in St. Mark, we're always prone to, every time you have heavy rainfall, slides and so on. One of the first person you would see out would be me. Coordinating, getting the tractors to clear, getting the guys that us clean up the roads and so on, to make it possible. Because that's just who I am. The politics has nothing to do with that. You understand? That's just who I am from ever since. Um, my mom used to always say, you're really inquisitive, you're always in everything. But that's just me. That's who I am. I always like to assist and so on. But I guess everyone has their purpose, and I guess that's the reason why I am where I am today. I I always remember when I was going to school, the every time you get a report card from me, good student, but he talks too much. If I didn't like to talk, how I end up in politics. And that's how I've been meeting people all over. So I always tell parents, don't support your children wherever, whatever they're doing. Give them the necessary support and so on. You show that interest and so on in them. Yeah. So we are here. I'm really happy to see the resilience of the people, and I expect great things over the next couple of days. I know it would be a scaled down version. We were wondering whether or not the carnival was going to happen. A lot of people was asking, would there be any carnival in Carriacou? I say, well, that's not for us to determine. It is for the people up there to say whether or not they're able to accommodate it, and we would support whatever the decision is. And I'm happy that you all had the engagement, and people express what it is that they would like to see. And the scaled down version, to me, it appears just like the real thing. So so the people who's not coming, unfortunately, they will be missing something. Well, I'll tell you the experience. The Shakespeare Mas is what I'm very, very excited about. Last year, unfortunately, I missed it. I came up. I was here on Carnival Monday, but Tuesday I wasn't feeling 100%. But this time, I said, no, I'm
You
not going
can't
to
miss.
miss
You
it.
can't
Yeah.
miss.
Because I met the Shakespeare and CJ. And CJ I was really amazed, to CJ and his memory. CJ tell you if a man make a mistake or anything, he could tell you.
Yes.
I say what? I say CJ, you swallow that book.
What? Yes, sir. And we always say, long ago, you make a mistake, you'll be corrected with a bull pistol. Serious correction.
Well, Mr. Leo, the bull pistol I was explaining to the lady at the tourism office. I can't remember. No, not Miss Mills. The next one. I can always Kwame. Yes. Yeah. And I was explaining to her how we make bull pistol in Grenada, right? And it's something that you don't see happening in a lot of years. You know how the bull pistol.
Yes.
They use the actual male organ of the cow, and you take tine wire and you stretch it, right? So you use blocks and so on as for weight, and then you put the coals, ashes from the coals and so on to so you could cure properly. And sometimes they used to soak it. Right. Say they soak it in urine and so on. And so when you get one in that, and it's very flexible, it's not something that easy to break. So when you get one in it, it's stinging. So I this is something that is really amazing to see, because in the law books, if you hit a man a bull pistol, you get charged and so on for that. So, but you don't get that kind of. Now I see they have some like they use the wires from the electrical line and so on. So everything has evolved. But the rich tradition, that's something that I'm careful about. As you see, that is the cradle of culture. Let's stick to the rich tradition. So no cultural penetration from outside, and I guess you guys are the one that kept it so over the years, and that's something that I really, really admire. When I come to Carriacou, it's just like, wow, you feel like you're going back in time. That's how the community used to be, and so on. Despite what I notice now, when they have activities, everybody want to come out late. But it's good that you maintain your early start. So if you don't come early, you miss something. So
and mind you, the bull pistol in that context doesn't suggest any violence. It's just a lecture, a correction.
Yes. You have to be on point.
Yeah, be on point.
Yes. Yeah, but it's really amazing. I don't know of anywhere else, not even with the African traditions and so on, because Shakespeare and to able to recite and recite, you have to have very good memory. You understand? Reciting a whole paragraph word for word. That telling you this is amazing. It's really, really amazing. And this year we want to ensure that Shakespeareans come down to participate in Spice Mas, and that you showcase that aspect of the mass and so on as well, because it's something that and what we will be doing as well from the ministry, from our end, we will be employing a documentation officer, so to document all those things and so on. So in going forward, you can pick up and say, okay, this is what the Shakespeare Mas is about, the VECO, this is what it's about, and so on. So you're able to, if someone visiting, they're able to pick up a document to see what it is about and so on.
Because many times we miss that.
Yeah,
we miss that. So it's important that we document that, and the people who want to know could get the information.
And you're talking about being precise and the play on words under Shakespeare recitation. I mean, when you're able to explain a whole paragraph in a few lines, or the things you say, then you're speaking. That aspect of it. Right. When you hear these guys say certain things to describe a whole thing, you understand. Yeah. Like John Allred. Commenting on cricket.
Right. Yeah.
It was a
the best. You can be that man.
Yeah.
I could be moved if I were you. If I could pray to move, prayer would move me. But I'm constant as the northern star.
Think what I'm saying.
Well, I knew the Julius Caesar book from start to finish.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting because at the time, and I played the mass. Like I said, I played the mass, but the bull pistol boy.
Right.
Not listen to me, no. Lend me your ears.
Lend me I come to breathe season, not to praise him. The people that men do, leap after them.
The officer.
Yeah.
Good himself in
Turn to the
bones.
bones.
Touch.
As you see that, it jogged back my memory. I remember during when I was in Form 2 at St. Mark Secondary, we had a teacher, Mr. Gordon Bowler. He taught us English literature. And when he pulls that book, Lamb Tales from Shakespeare, I was like, nothing boring. And Mr. Bowler would go on. And I know right now if he is listening, he's probably happy, but I really know that I have a better appreciation as to what I'm talking about. That was like 20 something years ago, whilst I was in school, and it's like, so that is why I said it's important that we document and you see the correlation. Because when they in Lamb Tales from Shakespeare, you wonder what Shakespeare, what that have to do with us in literature.
Right.
But no, you see a direct connection with it, with the Shakespeare Mas and so on. So maybe at the time, if we understood back then that this, and then you might have contingency coming from Grenada to participate and those kind of things. But it's good. I see some younger from videos and so on that I see that you have some young people playing the Mass and so on. So it shows continuity. So we are here to support in whatever way that we can. Someone like CJ, I tell you, CJ, he's that's the real Shakespeare, and I tell you. So he and when we engage with him, he never objected to teaching the Mass and so on. He never objected. He say he's always willing. Just let him know, and he would come and teach and so on.
Can't wait to see that conservatory in Carriacou, boy. That's center for the performing arts.
Yeah.
And music, what a crime it is. I have to call it a crime that in the primary schools or in the secondary schools, music is not being taught, Music, yes?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Yeah. But we are from our end, we are trying our best to put policies in place, so whereby it is not an extracurricular activity but a co-curricular, intertwined with because we can't be doing the same thing over and over and expect a different result. And music, I'll say music and math goes hand in hand, right? Because music, most of the times here in the Caribbean, we are gifted with by air. In North America and the other countries, you see they teach children to read. Fortunately, I was able to do music and do music theory up to a grade 4 in Royal Schools of Music. But ask me if I practice that right now, I don't, but I have the theory and so on. I understand the theory, and so some of the things, especially as steel pan players, that's my thing, right? So many a times you tell someone, play from F sharp to wherever, to C, as the case may be, and you still have to show them. You understand? So if you tell them, you're playing that using the chromatic scale, so a lot of times they do things and they don't understand because of the way in which it is traditionally taught. But we kind of moving away from that so that people have a better appreciation. In Trinidad, that's as part of the school curricular activities, and so Panorama in Trinidad. I tell you, if you want to enjoy pan, you have to go to Trinidad.
Definitely.
And it's at all levels, from junior to up to senior level. You have
and the beauty about that in Trinidad is that it's played all year round.
Of course. There's no season for pan. It's not by mistake that the instrument, the pan would be not too far from now. Like in a couple of days, it would be the official. They're changing the coat of arms, and so the pan would be there on the coat of arms. It's not by mistake. So you call it land of steel pan. It's not by mistake, and they're doing an excellent job in my view.
But there was 2 Americans who tried patterning steel band years ago. you know. And I remember, have you heard of the name Eli Manet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I befriended Eli Manet a few years ago. And he was one of the originators. And he told me, so, he said, Leo, boy, in the near future, we'd lose steel band, to the white folks because they take it to a different level. They write the standardizing pans and writing musical pans and all those good things. Well, he left Brooklyn, or actually lived in Queens, and they picked him up in Georgia and gave him a whole office for himself. And they have this place where they tune pans professionally. And they sell a pound to the hammer.
Yeah.
They had machines, sinking the pans and all this kind of good things and so on. And he called me, see what I tell you, Leo? And a few years ago, a pan came from, I think it was Switzerland, and they get in hands west, Yeah. Yes, I'm from South. I don't have to discipline them, but those guys, they're serious about the pants.
Yeah. Well, I had an experience, living with a pan tuner in Trinidad. His name is a tuner as well as a steel pan innovator called Jimmy Phillips. His mother is from Grenada, so he's related to his brother is a gentleman in Goa, Mr. Norbert Simon. We used to call him Pyjamas.
Okay.
Right, so that's his brother. So I was fortunate to live by him for a couple of months in Trinidad back in 2016. So I had an even much deeper appreciation for how the instrument is made and so on. And Jimmy, if you go on YouTube and you just type in Jimmy Phillips, you'd see he makes pan using not even sometime oil drum. He would get a metal sheet in the hardware. They had to be a certain thickness, and he would cut the shape,
yes,
and he put it on what they call a jib, and he used a pneumatic hammer rather than ponging. He using a pneumatic hammer, and he
stretch it,
and he's just there going like a jackhammer, and he gets the notes and so on, and then he makes them. So you just have just that face, and then after he would weld on a skirt on it, and sometimes he even use some flat steel, and so he make those pan with what you call a mini skirt or the no skirt pan. And he's always innovating and so on, trying new things with pan, and so it's really really amazing. I can tell you in Trinidad. I mean, when I go this year, unfortunately, I missed because the Panorama semifinals is the real thing. The real thing you have to go to. You get both bands, and they start in since around about 12 o'clock in the day up to 2 next morning. And so you get everything, But God spare life next year.
Well, see, Karaku years ago was blessed with who I think was, we know him as the maestro, what his real name is Alan Jervey.
Right.
And he was Cyril Frank's boyhood friend.
Yeah, right, yeah. Yeah.
And he came to Karaku, but in the days of Solo Harmonize and Guinness Cabalets and those wicked bands, he was the tuner of Trinidad. And he came to Karaku years ago. Well, not find a few girls that he liked, plus Jack Iron. So he became a national of Karaku. And that's why we were so blessed back in the 60s. He did a set of pans for us. And that's why we were sponsored by Texaco of Trinidad, not Texaco Karaku. When they came and check us out, the bands were sounding so good that we had a Texaco sponsor.
Nice.
So in 65, when the Queen came and they were searching for talent, and they came here for the big drum. But somebody must have passed them with the sisters practicing. Mrs. Rowley said, no, this band have to go. That's how we ended up in Grenada to play for Queen Elizabeth.
Well, even as you speak about tuners, that's something that we still don't have in Grenada. So we always have to depend on outside. There's this gentleman that I spoke about, Jimmy Phillips. He's of Grenadian roots and so on. There's another gentleman who's Grenadian, but he more resides in the UK, Dudley Dixon. And Dudley tunes for, he's Angel Apps tuner. So a pan tuner, normally when you tune for a band, you stay with a band for a very, very long time. Butch Kellman, he used to, no longer able to tune as before, due to his medical condition and so on. So he's more relaxed these days. So he used to tune for New Dimensions. You have Augustus Peters. Augustus Peters tune with pan wizards, and those guys, I tell you, they take it's an art,
It
a
is.
craft that it takes a while to master. And sometimes for someone it might sound annoying, but sometimes you're hitting a note for a very long time just to get that perfect pitch. Sometimes when I hear those guys, people who play the pan and slamming it, I was like, no,
Don't
I say
understand.
the thing song distorted because it's just like the pan is. I don't know if the pan is being tuned to the waves, and when you play it soft and then you can correlate. Because back then, that's what they used to do. They used to use piano. So when you hear a C, a C song, same thing.
Pitch. Well,
Right?
see,
And it's, listen, I could.
well, that's a
Two
different
things you'd get me. Anytime you want to catch me in a conversation, bring up pan
Pan.
and politics.
Well, that's the difference between playing pan and beating pan. Eh? What are you talking about? You said to play the instrument.
But in recent times, over the past 2 years or so, the Grenada Still Band Association, they did a kind of crash course with some people who are interested in tuning the pan and so on. But I think it's something that they need to do more of, as well as probably may need to, because they have a MOU that they signed with government as part of training and so on. So you might need to invest and send 2 persons to train, to tune pans. It's something that would take some time and so on to do, but at least you make a start.
Well,
and
if
go
in
somewhere.
Karakuya too, we could use some of that training.
Yeah, but
Because we used to have a lot of bands before.
yeah.
It just so happened that over the years we lost them. But,
Yeah. And we one of the things you're in culture, so we'll be advocating for, and I often say that Cuba, just a few miles down the road, we shouldn't only look to them for medicine,
Yeah.
because that culture and music.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
And so
I was in Cuba last September, and the ambassador brought us to a show at an area they call the Tropicana. And I kid you not, the show went on for about an hour and 45 minutes. And it's the first time in my entire life that I've seen changes between sets. It was well choreographed, organized. In 10 seconds, literally 10 seconds, you have one act from one act to the next. And it was amazing. Everything is like, you can't get tired. You see, and everything is just. And so I asked, I say, how often do they do this? They say, when you come back the next night, you don't get the same performance. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So it's really and I was like, whoa, so it always leaves you wanting more. They start on time and they have a live band there with them with the congas and so on, and it's really amazing.
You want to see Tropicana? I had 2 experiences because in the North End and in Havana, but there's something to behold. That's why I'm sold. I tell you what, the first Tropicana we went to, when the ladies were performing, and to me, the ladies were performing. They go from pretty to prettier, and as a part of the act, when they finish, they come in the crowd.
They come and engage you to come and dance and so on. I trust me. The ambassador, he get real kicks on me with that. He say, "Well, that thing you're playing, you're afraid to." I say, "Nah, I ain't going to embarrass myself." Because I tell you, the people who are dancing and they speak in Spanish and thing, but if you tell me go left, I know what to do. So I say, "See me, I ain't going." I just stay. I say, "Nah, good. Maybe next time." But next time I would definitely go. But and it's like everybody, you see the ladies looking at a particular way. So I was like, what is that special breed of people that they get for that?
Yeah, man.
I didn't even know Cuba had all this amount of people. It had 10 million. The population is 10 million. And I was like, wow.
But culture.
It means a lot to them.
Yeah.
I told my crowd, including my wife, go meet all this.
I always say Cuba is a place that I definitely would have to visit.
But I said earlier, it's important if we were able to take a little page of the book
Yeah.
You know, it would be very good for us here.
Yes,
Because
yes.
we are associated with them already. We have a lot of links, you know, so we could maybe
That's
tap
one
into
thing
them.
I'm advocating, boy. Go, we must, and you have a lot of retired musicians in Cuba
Yeah.
who will be happy as a pig in fields to come here
Yes.
and just teach. And those people are serious about what they do.
Of course.
You know, I think I was having a grand that we stayed at one time. And every meal you go to the restaurant, that morning, the two young ladies playing the violin came by. That thing was heavenly. I mean, and even though the food didn't taste good, you eat it.
Yeah, well,
The music cause it to taste better.
we had we stayed at the Hotel Nacional, and it's a hotel. I think some years ago they filmed some movie, and so it's a kind of famous hotel. And every day you would have different people come in and play and so on. And it's like, wow, they like the entertainment never stops and so on with them. And people, they whenever they hear that you from Grenada, Morris Bishop,
Yes,
and it's like,
first thing they tell
no,
you.
serious. And I was like, I was so amazed. The people, they really appreciate what Comrade Morris has done, and the relationship with them, he and
Establishes.
and Fidel Castro. Okay, there's a school for special education named after Morris Bishop in Cuba.
Okay, I know that.
Yes. So I tell you, we are poised, and that's one of the things as a government what we will be doing, to ensure that we give our people the exposure, we do create the opportunities and so on, so our people could soar and just elevate. Now more than ever, you have a lot of opportunities for people in all different disciplines. We try to ensure that we support as much as possible, so that they can do what it is that do their best. For instance, there's no doubt about it, tomorrow, God's will, when they make the announcement, Black Adam win the ultimate Sokamura champion. I mean, when we looked at his performance, it was remarkable. And I think them guys may just feeling shame to want to
I
announce it
still
the same
don't
time.
really even understand why they don't do it immediately after the show.
They just shame.
But again, it shows that the talent that we have, in the trial and state, is getting better.
And even
we
with
have
that too, Kim Blackadan, I really admire him, because he put on an event last year called the Youth in Groovy, where he got a number of young people, and so he had them audition and so on, and they had from go to a semi-final, then to a final round, where they sing groovy songs. It doesn't have to be one that they compose on their own, but and that was very remarkable, because someone asked him, if you win the Ultimate Soca Champion, what would you do with that money? And he said he would invest it back into Youth in Groovy, an initiative that he started. And I was like, wow, that's really amazing. So he wants to open up that avenue. As like he said, growing up in enterprise, he saw Blazer get through with music and so on, and he that was a real pivotal moment for him, and looking at that, and he tried to emulate. And now I'm sure if Blazer was around live still, Blazer would be right there by his side, supporting and so on. So Blacker than I really, really admire him, and we'll try our best, to continue the support from our end in the ministry. We give a little support as much as possible that we can, and we'll continue with those kind of initiatives. We always want to support our artists, or because they represent us, as when they go outside they represent the brand Grenada. So you want to ensure that you provide the necessary support.
Once you could get involved and giving them the support here to develop the talent, getting it out there and showcasing it to the world now is would be much easier.
Most definitely.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you went into extensive conversation to let us know your involvement in culture, and now we'll be looking forward to you in Carriacou for support.
Yes, we will be one of the things. You have left this year as the cultural officer, so what we aim to do is to expand that department. So we need to build a team of cultural officers, because I know the work is a lot on leftists and Rena and them, because you see almost every event that you put on here, you see them there,
Yeah.
you know, whether it's to whatever logistics to stage management and so on. So that's one of the reasons why, you know, but last day when we was here, just been observing what's taking place, and we made some recommendation. Unfortunately, you know, the hurricane has give us a real setback, and we're going to do things in a scaled down version. But last day, last week, you had a person from a minute from Cultural Foundation, the chairman of the board, and as well as the CEO was here meeting with them and so on, as to, you know, just to give the necessary support. I think going forward, we would ensure that, you know, you have, and we cannot, we have to start seeing things as seasonal. When you have to prepare. So
Right.
for now, the preparation for Kayak Mas 2026 must start immediately after, so we know what it is happening, what it is that we're doing, and so on. Well, by that time, I know some people start booking immediately after Carnival and so on.
Right. Yeah.
So we always want to ensure that, you know, whatever that we put out, the product is something that you always leave the patrons wanting more. You know, so we are here to support as
Well,
much as
once you have
possible.
more people involved, you know, in the
Of course.
production, you know, makes it much easier to plan.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course, and that's where we are suffering a bit. You know, that lack of community spirit and that lack of volunteering in Karaku.
It's not just Carrico, you know, all over.
Well, that
all
yeah,
over.
well, that was
So
developed.
we encourage, you know, because even in my in Grenada, you find that's one of the things that can stifle the growth of organizations. For example, St. Mark's Organization for Development, it has been in existence as old as I am. It started in 1987. So, and my birthday always fall around that. I always tell them, listen, I'm a St. Mark's child, you know. So, and my mom has been a part of that organization up till today. She's not retired from teaching and so on. So it gives her more time and so on. But it's just a few of us that is there on the committee, and we do well. We get accustomed to the work, you know. And I always say to persons, when you always have those social media commentators, they have the most ideas, but when you invite them to a meeting, let us see, you know, what it is that we can do, then is one either they ain't show up, or they give some kind of excuse why they not coming and those kind of things. I say, tell people, get involved. But I stay on the side. Listen, I could have stay on the side and continue to criticize what it is that should happen, what I would like to see from my constituency, and not get involved. But I said, listen, I ain't staying back. It's not right now. It's not time for me to complain. What needs to be done is to get it done. When you complain, I'm gonna complain to. I go and complain to the either a minister or the prime minister. Boss, I'm not getting through with this. What can we do, and so on. So I have my community at heart. I have Grenada at heart, because we want. It's not just for us. It's for the next generation. So we are doing this for the next generation to come. So
that is part of the permanent cost that was perpetrated on our people, like politics. And I am telling you, when I think of the Karaku, I grew up in a Karaku, I knew, and what we were able to do and get over as a united force, and that is so absent now. God help us. I'm hoping that we'll get rid of that scourge that costs on us forever if we talk about that and that serious transformation happens, because that thing has done us so much detriment, so bad for a small community. And I mean, kayaks, for all I care, and pretty much Africans too, mainlanders, you know, you're able to do your best and show your best when you're given a free hand and encouraged. But that went out the window in recent times.
So we have to try to get it back.
Yes, but it is a challenge, but we have to get it back.
But I tell people, get involved, get yourself involved. Don't just stay on the side and talk. And I'm encouraging, I'm sending a clarion call. The people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, this is yours. You are labeled as the cradle of culture. and when this gentleman was here, I think about last week or 2 weeks ago, I don't know if he got a chance to visit your studio. Woody Meyer is a digital content creator from Ghana, and he was visiting. Rina took him around and
She
so
took
on.
him around. He didn't get to us.
There was a lot of things that he could have related to as what is in Ghana,
right.
and this. I mean, when I never visit the motherland, I would really like to one day. But he can relate to how somebody food and so on. It's almost
it is the same.
No,
I think you guys had a tribe that came and they said
Temi.
Temne Sierra Leone,
but
Sierra Leone, but Sierra Leone, but we call West Africa as a whole. One of them I was telling, because in Caracou years ago, we would say that we belong to a tribe based on what it is, and somebody from Ghana tell me they have no Igbo in Caracou. You know, talk about Igbo.
Yes,
He said Igbo is a kind of aggressive people that they don't exist in Caracou.
Right.
You go talk about
and I think there was a specific bill. They were tall and
strong. Bit demanding with the Arada, that was it, but not Igbo. Not Igbo.
But some of the Caribbean countries, when you look at it, I mean, I think we have sort of lost our identity by North American culture and kind of thing, Yes. And I mean, as a cultural enthusiast, I really appreciate my culture. Even if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going. Right, so I always appreciate that, and like I say, every time I come to Caracou, it's always rejuvenating. It takes me back, like that's what I know. It gives me that kind of nostalgic feeling from growing up in the community, seeing being part of organization. When you see the Maroon Festival, the strings in the city and so on, and I've witnessed the part of it, but most of the time when you have the Maroon Festival, at the same time we have our St. Mark's celebrations and so on. So I just tell people the only time you're getting me to leave St. Mark's, you have to be an emergency, But I always stay home and so on, just because for me, seeing people coming and enjoying what it is taking place, it brings more joy to me. Even if after the festival I'm tired, but I always, what you want to get done, I'm up and down, busy. Anybody who knows me, they can tell you.
So I guess in Caracou now has been speaking about a cultural center. If that were to come to fruition, then we're in a better situation to develop and maintain the skills.
Of course. And knowing your MP, your hardworking MP, trust me, it's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. And he has our support 100%. As you see, it was a surprise visit. I just say, I just pass in and show my face, and great surprise that Irina and them came all year on, and they're doing a remarkable job. I must say, heartfelt congratulations to them. Everyone who's making this thing possible. I know there's a lot of people working behind the scenes and so on, but I just want to encourage them, continue the good work. And people who's out there, you might have a talent, come on board. This is we thing. In order for us to make it happen, come on board. Don't just stay by on the side and criticize and so on. Come on board. Get on board. Get involved.
But let me take this opportunity on behalf of Peter Mart Caravan, Peter Mart Inc.
You give me a mistake? You give me a mistake, no?
To thank all you who are members of this current administration, because in as much as we're getting done in Caracou, it's happening because of the support coming from the entire cabinet. So
definitely,
so I am saying thank you on everybody else on behalf of Caracou, because I'm saying, and I'll repeat it until the cow comes home, that what is happening to Caracou is unprecedented. We never had that, and I'm a young boy. We never had an administration that was that attentive to Caracou and actually delivered. I mean, good old Robert Blaze in his time was willing to. He didn't have the help and thing, but with Deacon, who somebody is P.T. Esperance, he's not Lester. And who's getting as much attention from him as somebody who's gone there. So you guys, thanks on behalf of us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And as you're wrapping up your staying, the rest of your stay in Carriacou, because I know you'd have to go at some point and come back,
Yes.
as you mentioned. But
yes.
Hoping to see you for the Shakespeare Mas, which you love so much.
Definitely. You'd see me. You might just see me in a costume as well, because I as a culture man, I play jab, I play veko, I play shotney, as well as play a little fancy mass. So I might just come in one of those costumes. So you might just see me in one of those costumes.
You sure you could take a book?
No. I wouldn't be in a Shakespearean costume. I'll have my costume. I would be, because let me give you a joke. There's one guy from Grenada and he come up here, drink them people rum, and see they playing the mass and go and jump in. When they start talking cancer, you get relaxed. I learned from my experience. I stayed in my lane. It's always good to be here. The last time I was here, I was in a different capacity. That time they was doing the CES program. That was back in 2022,
so long
November.
already. Wow.
So it's good to be here. Like Speak Out Unfiltered. It's really, really good to be here. So thank you for accommodating me, even if it was a surprise visit. Next time I'll make sure that I call and say I'm popping by. So folks, it was always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure, and I just encourage you to have a safe and enjoyable Carnival season. Look out for those who are not able to look out for themselves, especially our children. We have to ensure that they are safe at all times, and our elderly. So our children and our elderly, make sure they are safe. You drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. Carriacou, everything is like walking distance for. A good little walking distance too. But if you have to drink, make sure you have a designated driver and so on. Just be safe. I want everyone to have a safe and enjoyable kayak mass. I'm here, so feel free to engage me. We say, I hear your voice on the radio. Let me see the person. Whether I look better in person or look better. So. Yeah, but it's good. I look forward to the engagement with the people and so on. So.
Okay, Senator. Well, thank you once again.
All right, thanks.
Okay, then.
Let me take this opportunity. Oh, go ahead, Mr.
Yeah.
Let me take this opportunity to thank Dr. Mitchell for coining a phrase which is prevailing now. Rescue mission, we're enjoying it. We're enjoying the rescue mission that's happening now.
Okay. You make me have to keep a big deal. I see you thanking the money. All right.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yes, man.
All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah, gentlemen. It was so nice having Senator in here this morning.
Yeah.
And like we always say, whenever they're in the island, feel free to come by the bus.
Man.
Open door all the time. Yeah. But he has a lot of plans for Carriacou,
which is good,
and he plans to get involved into a lot of the culture because he's into that area now. And based on what he's saying there, he seems deeply rooted in Carriacou too. So
but it's a cost. I know, give me this cost, but if anything to put it into Carriacou, anything that's happening, we suggest to happen on a positive note. Just give me a high,
And on the other side, it frustrates you.
Yeah.
Frustrates you.
I always want to see things in a Carriacou context. If it could happen here.
Yeah.
But that's nice though.
But I think it is about time that we put a lot of emphasis and a lot of meaning to our culture. What does it mean? How does the average person from Carriacou and Petit Martinique interpret the expression that is associated with us, that you are the cradle of culture? How do we understand that? How do we take that in? How do we explain that to somebody else? Yes, indeed, we are the cradle of culture. We have the big drum. we have the other things, all the other things, and these festivals and so on.
Well, you know, the sad thing is that the title has disappeared.
No, it's
But
still
they
there.
thought, no,
It's still there. It's still there. Yeah.
Not really. Not really. If you want to be honest with yourself, and you've lived in Carriacou for a number of years, and you know then, and you know now, you ought to be worried. Talking about the culture, you must be worried. But where there is life, there is hope. You don't give up entirely. But a lot of things that we've done culturally, and is literally, I mean, is gone. It's disappeared. But hopefully, as long as there are some people who are still alive and whatever vestiges of that are left, we can hang on to it. But sometimes I look at some of the things, even Shakespeare Mas. But again, people like George and Ron, so try to encourage them and teach the children not only to recite the passages, but know what it's all about.
Yeah. Understand the meaning.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can't deliver it if you don't understand what you're talking about. Yeah? So that's
You could deliver it, but it
wouldn't be good. No. Water down. We want the real McCoy.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, as we're getting ready to wrap up,
Yes,
because
sir.
I said we're going to have a shorter version today, but I just had a call from Kelvin, is his name, to be exact, who donated the coconut plants to us.
Okay.
And we got 220 plants from him. Always disappeared in a minute because people were so great.
Some people took it, you said?
Everybody, I mean,
Well,
distributed it.
I just want to assure Kelvin, mine has not disappeared, it's growing.
and he just told me that he's preparing another batch of plants,
200 again?
Well, he didn't give me the amount, but he says after the carnival pass, we're going to make some arrangements because he's doing some more for us again, which is very good because, I mean, really, he's doing this on his own.
Yeah.
I mean, making a contribution to Carriacou because you know what transpired with Hurricane Beryl, and he's trying to see if he could assist some people who want to get back on feet, especially the shorter ones.
Well, Kelvin, by the power vested in me, as a bona fide Carriacouan, I just want to bestow on you out of what?
Out of what?
A kayak. That you first, thank you so much. So we're ever so grateful. And when people are thoughtful enough to go out of the way to do as a gentleman did, you should be forever grateful.
Yeah.
And it will be remiss of me if I didn't say in no uncertain terms. So we thank you, and we do appreciate your effort.
Right again. So we can expect to get, after the carnival, whenever it's organized, we'll be coming to Carriacou and people will be able to get some more. Who didn't get the first time around?
Yes, that's what it is.
Who didn't get?
Because it so happened that this morning on my way down to work, somebody said, "But Mr. Koy, I thought you told me all you getting some coconut plants." I said, yeah. So I thought you promised that when he comes, I'll ensure that you get. I said, yes, I did, but the thing finished before I could wink.
Well, you should tell him the captain is last to abandon ship.
Yeah. So I really am glad that is happening now again because people are out there and some people didn't get. Yeah. So I'm saying whoever is listening, didn't get. Yeah. Let's try and make the effort and be in the first batch.
Okay.
Okay.
Good.
So again, I want to ask you, so do your final words as we wrap up the program?
Well, simply, the struggle continues.
All the time. And what about you, Koy?
Continuing the struggle requires helping each other, helping those who cannot help themselves at this time. And the struggle also means that we have to ensure that we enjoy our carnival in a peaceful way. I think it was Lefties who said this morning, no fighting, no quarreling, no violence. And let us work with each other to ensure that we really and truly, we are the cradle of culture.
Okay.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and guests and not the views of this radio station.
And that will just wrap up our program for today right here on Vibes FM. Thank you so much for tuning in. A little shorter version today. And we want to remind you every Thursday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. we do a program right here. So until next time, as you go into the festival for this weekend, wishing everyone a safe and enjoyable carnival. And please take good best care of yourself. Until then.